I wanted to talk next. Trulia's blog had a great article that Arnie you sent over about 5 sneaky things you didn't know could ruin your credit. And obviously credit being so important for a home buyer, really buying anything, credit's important today. I think everybody checks credit. Pretty soon you're going to go stroll to the gas station and check your credit. I mean, everybody checks it. So, I wanted to give you guys a few minutes to talk about a couple of these and, get your thoughts. But the first one was generating hard inquiries. A lot of people don't know what a hard inquiry is. Why don't you guys just start by explaining what that is? I think it's important for people to know the difference.
Well, I think that whenever you shop for a mortgage, if you're not getting your credit report pulled, then you don't really have a real rate, because rates depend on your credit score. So that's number one. So one of the things people then are concerned with is that, well, if I shop around and lender A, B, and C all pull my credit, then my credit score is going to go down. So the advice here from Trulia is that if you do shopping, everybody do your shopping within a 14-day span. If any inquiries during that 14-day span do not affect your credit, it's just like one pull. And a hard pull means that they're actually looking at all 3 credit bureaus. They're looking at Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and so it's all 3 of them have to be. And the lenders take the middle score of the lowest borrower. So both borrowers have to have good credit if they're going to be on the loan.
So in a hard inquiry, it's obviously someone checking your credit, someone pulling and figuring out and looking at your score. So the next one, so that was number 1 for the 5 sneaky things. The second was skipping out on the little things. A lot of people don't pay attention to minor little bills that go delinquent and they miss them. Talk about that, about how important that is.
So let me just chime in on both of these, because this article to me is a little bit misleading. Comes from Trulia, but as we all know, there's a lot of misinformation.
They're selling mortgages. They got their own mortgage companies and all that. So there's always an agenda, right?
Yeah. So there's a couple things. Going back to the inquiries, number 1, the bureaus actually work independently. So they all have their own independent rules. Some of them actually give you this 14-day window. Some of them don't. Some of them give you actually a longer window. So it kind of depends. What really, when generating hard inquiries becomes an issue, is when you are going and applying for a mortgage loan and applying for an auto loan and opening up new credit cards. Those are all hard inquiries into your credit report that do have the ability to pull your score down. So just shopping, rate, I mean, you're going to want to do that. I mean, it's 2015. I think it's very easy to do that. You don't want to go overboard, but find a few reputable people and get rates for you. You want to make sure that you're getting a good deal. But don't try to buy a car and a house and open credit cards at the same time. That'll pull you down.
It's all different. Like if you're looking for the same type of loan,
correct,
and you shop around, you're in pretty good shape. But if you're out getting hard inquiries on credit for a credit card, a car loan, a furniture loan, a house,
exactly,
multiple houses, multiple areas, that's gonna come back to bite you.
So number 2, Mr. Trulia says that old small delinquencies such as medical bills and whatnot should
that old library fine.
Yeah,
they
should be resolved, and that's also kind of a backwards concept, because really, in the very short term, if you do have a small medical collection or any type of collection on your account, paying that off, contrary to logic, would actually bring down your score. So we would not recommend paying off something like that in the very, very short term if you are shopping for a home. So look at that first. Don't go out and do something on your own without getting some actual advice, because
tell them why it goes down.
I think it's a good point, because a lot of times, just because someone's posted on an article online doesn't mean it's always right. Get your local area, your situation, get advice from a local professional.
I mean, at this point, I pretty much have working on my master's in credit, so.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Basically, the credit, and the reason the credit score will go down on that is because the date of that, where probably right now it shows a few years ago.
It'll come back as looking like
it's going to show as of May 2015 all of a sudden and bring that score.
What about, so incorrect information is another one. You've got, errors do occur, so people, you could have something attached to your credit report that's not correct. You could have the amount of credit you have available from a credit provider being incorrect. Obviously, that's something that can cause some challenges too.
So 3, 4, and 5 truly it does get it right.
All right, good.
Okay, so number 3, yes, a lot of people do have incorrect information on their credit reports. You can find that out if you do. It is a relatively easy way to get that fixed. You contact the bureaus and contact the creditors, and you should
But there's
be able
a
to get that
time
off.
frame too. It takes some time to get it done.
It does, yeah. I mean, it could take up to 45 days.
Right. So if you're close, and which is why I think it's always the best advice to start looking early. Right. It's always, you start looking at all this stuff before it's really a requirement.
There's no reason not to, because a lot of times we can alleviate some of these things, get you a better credit score, which leads to a better interest rate. So like we said, I mean, your interest rate is determined by your credit score. So
Yeah.
we might as well take a look at this stuff early, try to do the necessary steps to get this stuff corrected. So.
And then utilizing your available credit too much, so paying attention to that debt to income ratio. So and I think this is something a lot of people forget about too, is looking across a few credit cards. So if you've got a few credit cards, and you've got a big line on one and a small line on one, and you've got the small line maxed out, you spread that out, it tends to look a little bit better.
Absolutely. This is huge. This is something that people don't take enough, kind of looking into. So basically, if you have a $10,000 balance on your MasterCard, just try to, ideally speaking, you never go over a quarter to 1/3 of that credit limit. But if you do, just try to, whatever it is, if you're at max level now, try to get it to 75%. If you're at 75%, try to get it to 50%. But ideally, you want to be no more than 25 to 30% of that high limit, and that's going to be the best optimal score for you.
And then not using your credit. So again, a lot of people, say, "Oh, I don't have any bad credit issues," but then they don't have any credit. That's a problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, the American system makes you say, "I can't," rather than using cash for everything, you're going to have to show that you can pay somebody on time on a monthly interval basis. So make sure you have something, a car loan, a credit card that you just put, gas or groceries on every couple of months. And just something small. Keep it small. Keep it simple. Make sure you make the payments on time. And really, that's the best way to generate a credit score.